Firing someone is never easy, but one way people make it harder than it needs to be is they mix two very distinct decisions and kind of mash it up into one, and it really clouds your judgment and makes it more difficult to do each component right. And those two components are, on the one side, the business decision. You've got to look at the facts of the situation. Is the person performing? Are they delivering results? Do they fit in culturally? Do you have the budget? Whatever those factors are that's causing you to look at this and make a decision. And on the other side, you've got, how do I treat that person on the way out? What kind of severance am I going to offer? What am I going to say? How are they going to feel, and how can I help them with that? How can I move them toward the next thing? They've probably got a family. They've got responsibilities. They need some income. And what can you do to bridge that gap or help them adjust and transition? And when you combine those things, it makes a mess of both of them. So over here, if you're trying to think about the business side and the facts and should you or shouldn't you, and you start combining it with, well, and how are they going to feel? And where are they going to go next? And how can they replace their salary? Or even, how am I going to feel to be in that room? I don't really want to do this. That's not going to help you make a good business decision. And it's not really doing justice to your responsibility as a leader when you bring that emotional side into it. What you want to do is keep that clean and make a business decision. Now, that said, over here, there is a very human, very emotional piece. We just want to keep it separate because we also don't want to combine it over here, and where we should be being compassionate and we should be being honest and straightforward and helpful with the person and very direct and very respectful, and we start combining it with, well, and you didn't perform, and I didn't have the budget, and you didn't fit in, or some kind of factual business thing, that's not going to be helpful at that emotional, personal, human time of having a conversation about termination. So they're both necessary. They're just very separate pieces of a termination. And in the end, what you want to be able to do is go home and look in the mirror and say, I did the best I could. I made the best decision for the business, and I treated the person compassionately as best I could. And if you keep those separate and keep your thinking separate on those, you have a much better chance of knowing that you did the best for the business and for the person.